Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. So it's time to hike another kit out to the loft and get cracking on it. I hope you can hear me over the rain. So I thought I would choose this kit, HMS Ajax 1600 scale from Airfix, another vintage classic. Obviously I built this when I was a kid. It's not in my collection on the shelf at present, so I thought I'd get this one built and finished. Let's just have a look at the contents of the box. So first of all, we have the two halves of the hull. You can see a bit of flash on those parts. Then we have the parts for the deck, two pieces there, and then we've got the stand to put the ship on once built. Here we have, I think, the 8-inch guns. We've got I think they may be the secondaries. Not quite sure what they would be, 4.7s, I don't know. And we've got some anti-aircraft guns here. We've got some of the superstructure. Here we have, I think it's the Fairy Sea Fox, which basically, I believe, was the aircraft that sent a message back to Ajax that the Graf Spee had scuttled herself in Montevideo harbour. Here we have the main turrets, some more of the superstructure decking, lifeboats, funnel, mast. Just thought I'd give you a quick view of the instructions. So this is steps 1 to 3. Here we have steps 4 to 10. Actually that previous page was 4 to 11, and then we've got steps 12, 13, and then we've got the colour callouts for painting the ship. So I just thought I'd show you the colour callouts a bit better. So as I say, this is my next build. I'm going to keep this as one video. It's just better to do it that way rather than bore you with separate videos of progress, I think. So the next time you see this, there will be some progress on it. So progress has been made on the ship, as you can see, and quite a few parts have been put together. The hull was a bit of a challenge. I had to take a locating pin off the rear underneath so that it would fit better. Fitting this lower deck here, this deck here was great, not a problem at all. This one, again, a bit of a challenge. There was a point here, which is the end of the deck there. It fits in between the hull, and there was some flash on either side of that part there, which was making the hull not cramping enough to actually fix to the deck. Once I'd worked that out, it was not so much of an issue, but certainly not as easy a fit as this back part. I've fitted a lot of stuff where I feel that I can put them on and still get in there with a hairy stick to paint the decks and so on and so forth. The turrets have been done. Not the best turrets that Airfix have produced, I've got to admit. The guns aren't really round, they're more of an oval, and the openings in the turrets to fit the guns are quite wide, so it looks a bit odd. The aircraft has been put together as well. Interestingly, on this ship there were davits on the outside of the hull that came out and then come up and went back in towards the deck. There's two of those, one each side. I've got to put those on, and then there's some other davits that have got to be fitted. Some rather large holes, as you can see, in various parts where they were much bigger than was required to actually fit parts. So I'll see what I can do with some of those. So again, quite a decent kit to just sit down and construct. Although, as I say, a bit more of a challenge than some of the other builds I've done recently. So I'm going to crack on with this, and I'll catch up with you in a bit with some more progress. Okay guys, before I show the finished build, I just want to show you an anomaly on the instructions. You got part 14 here, but it doesn't actually show you where to put it. If you look down here, you can see these two location points on this lower deck, and basically it goes over the top of those, so it's almost butting up to this deck, which is raised from this one. But yeah, that goes there. This catapult basically goes over the top of that, so fit that first and then fit these pieces. Alright, okay, so HMS Ajax is finished. Got to admit, I quite like the end result, although I do find painting ships a bit of a pain, because you put the deck colour on and then you put the superstructure colour on and you get the superstructure paint on some of the decking, so then you go back and put decking paint on the deck and you accidentally get it on the superstructure, and it just seems like a vicious circle. But yes, she is complete. The plimsoll line didn't work so well on this build. The pen just didn't seem to want to run along the tape that I put down. I think it was a different pen as well, because the one that I used previously had run out of ink, so I think it was a different size, so that may have been an issue. If it was slightly larger, it may have conformed to the tape better. But anyway, this is another 1/600 scale ship from Airfix that I can add to my collection, and of course this one is a vintage classic as well, so it ticks 2 boxes. Thanks ever so much for watching, I do appreciate it. Thank you to all the new subscribers who've joined the channel, again really appreciated, and to the old hands who stick around and encourage me, and thank you for the comments as well. That is a real encouragement, guys. I really do appreciate it. Right, look after yourselves, and I'll catch up with you soon.